Hi folks, recently you may have seen I did a little sort of amuse-bouche of my new Michael May knives. Well, here's the first of them for you to see. This is Lambsfoot in Bocote wood, so it's very much a traditional Sheffield Lambsfoot, like the Tailor's Eyewitness, or if I had it still at hand, just around somewhere, Arthur Wright or whatever. But this is done in Michael May's style, and he has given it a couple of things, little embellishments that show his particular style, and he's made it quite well. In fact, he's made it very well. What am I talking about? That sounds like I'm damning with faint praise. No, it's very nicely made. I mean, absolutely smooth transitions, perfect fit and finish. File works exemplary. Blade grind is brilliant. It's lovely and sharp and straight. Nothing to not like about this knife. But what really struck me, and the reason that I placed the order for these three knives, was I saw this Bocote wood and I just loved it. It's such a nice piece of wood. The grain in it is beautiful. It goes so well with the brass. I'm a big fan of brass. I mean, nickel. I like nickel silver as well, but I love brass. Previous knives that I've had from him, I had the ergonomic work knife with brass bolsters and caps. Lovely knife. I really like this knife. Nice to use. C70 steel. Not so good. I'm not sure if these are still C70. I believe he's moving on to 01 or 02 tool steel. Still a carbon steel. Personally, I would prefer a stainless steel, even if it was 420HC or 440C. I'd be quite happy with one of those. I love the idea of making traditional knives and putting slightly more modern steels into them, so there's no difference visually, but they just have better cutting performance. So there is a potential issue for these to not hold an edge for desperately long, but I haven't found that to be the case, because I've got quite a lot of knives. It comes as a surprise to some of you. I know it comes as a shock to my wife regularly, but I have quite a lot of knives, and there is no chance of me wearing them out, because I carry one for a few days, and I carry another one for a few days, and I carry another one, and so forth, and we keep going like that. So occasionally they need to strop, but some of my knives, some of the ones I carry with better steels, they will never ever need sharpened. These ones might need a bit of a strop. Maybe they'll need a keener edge, because the Arthur Wright ones need to be polished need to be sharpened before you even start. These ones at least did come nicely sharp. Anyway, this is a beautiful knife. One criticism I had of Michael in the past was that reading his tang stamp could be difficult, and you had to kind of put the knife into half shut. But M. May Sheffield, perfectly clear there. You do have to put it in the half stop to see the word England at the bottom there, but at least you can read M. May very clearly, and we know that this is a Michael May knife. Nothing on the other side of the tang stamp. You've got this brushed brass. I suspect over time, brass being quite soft and with a bit of polishing and so forth, that will probably become just smooth, shiny brass in due course. But it is a brushed, satiny finish at the moment. The blade also has a satin finish, which I like shiny blades, but the problem with shiny blades is that they're always covered in fingerprints. These do get fingerprinty, but they're nowhere near as bad. And I say that lovely file work's gone right up into the blade. Now, they didn't charge me for the file work. Now, I don't know why that is, because I sent on the order, please do the file work and charge me for it, which is exactly what happened last time. I paid £10 a knife to have the file work done on these two. That was fine. not charge me for these ones. Now, he hasn't said he's not going to charge me, so he may yet, and if he does, I will happily pay it. Now, this knife has a half stop. In the half stop, the spring is very, very slightly proud. I don't know whether that matters. It certainly isn't, a functional issue. In the full open, blade's perfectly smooth. You can see the line, but it's visual, not tactile. There's nothing to feel. And the continuation of the file work flows nicely. And when folded, spring's perfect, absolutely fine. No gapping. As I say, nice file work, lovely brass liners. Just a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. Now, Michael knows that I am... Oh, I forgot to say there's a swedge on the top of the blade. Michael knows that I have a YouTube channel. He knows I'm going to review it. He knows it's going to be up there. So, is this his very best work done specially so that it gets a good review? I can't tell you that, but the only thing I can tell you is I've now had 5 of his knives and I haven't had a problem with any of them. They have all been beautiful. I know 1 or 2 others have made, well, I know one in particular did have a problem with the knife, although I think he should have sent it back and got Michael to fix it. Instead he fixed it himself, and since then it's been fine. And I've heard of one person having relatively poor communications from Michael, but all I can say is my experience, I haven't had any problems. He's been easy to deal with. He's done some beautiful work. As I say, he volunteered an upgrade on the wood on this one for me because of a comment that I'd made on Instagram. So I have absolutely no complaints, no criticism of him whatsoever. So I can only tell it as I see it, but at the same time, it would be remiss of me to suggest that nobody's ever criticised. But if you can get something like this for under £100, handmade, to order, specially for you, made in Sheffield, I think it's a bargain. You just, I can't think of a single reason not to go for it, even if you do feel there's an element of risk in there. That's a risk worth taking for a beautiful, beautiful thing. That's a knife that you could carry in your pocket every day, use every day. It's a strong spring. That's perhaps it's verging on the too strong, but that's a Sheffield knife for you. I just keep folding that nail back. I need to cut it back a little bit just to give it a bit more strength, I think. But it works. It's a good knife, well made, looks beautiful. Made by a Sheffield maker in Sheffield in his own little studio, workshop, on traditional machines. Using traditional machines. What is not to like? I like it. Okay, that's all I've got to say really. It's beautiful. So thank you, Michael, for making that knife for me. If for those of you out there like this, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you would like to see the rest of these knives and other knives that are coming, then please feel free to subscribe and remember to ring the notifications bell if you want to be told when they're coming up. Thank you.